Hi everybody, I'm here to give my rhetorical analysis regarding LinkedIn and Flickr. These are two platforms with which I had no prior experience. Um, as far as LinkedIn goes, it's available in 24 languages, worked perfectly from setup. Um, as far as the limitations goes, um, it's not one of those apps where you can just get on and see what everybody else is doing. You sort of have to participate. You have to link with other people. You upload your own resume and your own credentials and qualifications and picture. It's a professional picture. It's not a just an everyday kind of thing. It's all very professional and buttoned up. There's a very focused scope of distribution. And the three main questions that it asked me when I started was, number one, is this for finding a job? Is this number two, for staying up to date on an industry? Or three, building a professional network. So those are the three main uh, areas of focus for LinkedIn. The audience is professionals in all sorts of fields, but definitely linked together by their shared participation in business and industry. You share your own professional information and experience with other people to increase the likelihood that your career paths may join and benefit uh, mutually at some point. Um, you're the author yourself. It's your own information, your own content. So everybody provides their own content. The messages that are set forth are um, best foot forward messages. That's what I would call them. Just like at a interview or in a professional networking event. Um, it's a professional venture and therefore would likely be used in relation to business ambitions. Resumes, personal advertisements, and credentialing, as well as direct outreach, is possible. You can connect with other people via direct messaging, or, as you'd imagine, just sort of advertising yourself out there. Either way, you can do that. Um, but there is one glaring absence in um, LinkedIn as opposed to Facebook or Twitter. There is very little personal information. There's no personal pictures. There's no my likes and dislikes. Personally, it's definitely a professional gig. So that's what it's intended to be, and that's what it is for the most part. Now Flickr, on the other hand, it couldn't be more different from LinkedIn. Flickr is a photo and video outlet, although I find most prominently featured is the photography. It looks like professional photography for the most part. I know it's easier to get professional photography now than it used to be because uh, anybody with a good camera or a good cell phone and a little bit of inspiration can almost seem like a professional photographer now. Um, it's multilingual from the start. It doesn't really matter if it's multilingual or not because there's such a little um, emphasis placed on words and on language here. It's about the pictures, and um, that's pretty clear up front. But I will say that the first interface that I had with it, there was Chinese writing, and there was one that was in Arabic. So it is clearly worldwide. I would say what little bit of language there is similar to when you go to an art museum and there's a little placard next to the paintings, and they generally have the artist, sometimes the date, um, and maybe a title or a short description of the work. And that's sort of the same thing on Flickr. Um, the audience is kind of hard to determine because the photos are loaded for public viewing. So it's sort of like a follow me, follow you kind of thing um, as far as your audience. So I guess it kind of, even though it's available for public consumption, it's more likely to be seen by the people who follow you. And I guess you get that by being interesting. So um, it seems like the main point of the platform is to share beautiful images. However, there are some individuals or groups like my church actually who use the platform to highlight social interaction or things that are going on in their community, as well as some people use it for political or social causes, just like they do art. Um, the authors are the people who choose to upload the content, uh, and this would be used in a situation where visual imagery is the best or only way to show a subject. So if you determine that that's the best way to get your point across, then that's a good medium for you. Clearly, good photography is the emphasis. It's more thought out work and what you would call art versus just random pictures or selfies or whatever like you would find on Facebook or Instagram. Um, if the description is more important or useful than the picture, it probably shouldn't be on this platform. That's what I kind of get from this. So, two completely different platforms, both very well set up, very functional, and quick to learn. So, I actually would recommend, and I think I will actually try using both of these. Thanks.